What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you 9 awesome developer settings that you should be using right now, and I'm going to show you one that doesn't work. So let's get into it. Sweet, so the first one I'm going to do is called Show Taps. That's just going to let you see where I'm tapping on the screen so that for the rest of this video you can see what I'm doing. Don't keep activities. This one is great to emulate low memory devices for when you're developing. Some devices don't have as much memory, and so they're going to background your app a lot sooner, and so you need to be able to handle those cases when your app is coming out of the background. Did you save your state properly? And this is going to help you test that. Stay awake. What this does is while you are working, while you're plugged into your laptop, your phone will not sleep. And this is really helpful because I can't tell you how many times before I enabled this, I would build to my phone and just realize that it had fallen asleep, and that now I had to re-authenticate, and just totally ruins your workflow. Next one is Show Layout Bounds. So this one kind of gives a funky look, but what you're going to be able to see is, where are all the views on the screen? Right now I'm just looking at the Settings app, but if this were an app that I had built, I'd be able to see exactly where all of my views or my composables were laid out on the screen, and that just helps you fine-tune your layouts and make sure that everything's behaving how you think it should. Force RTL layout direction. So this one, when you enable it, it kind of makes you do a double take because everything's backwards now. Obviously, for an English speaker, we read left to right, but there are languages where they read right to left, and that kind of affects how they see, everything from the layout of a phone. And so if your app doesn't respond to that, but it happens to be translated into one of those languages, it's going to be really awkward for one of those people to use. Show pointer location. So this one is right under Show Taps. It's kind of in the same vein, but if you are doing something where maybe you're doing a drawing app, or a user has the ability to move something on screen and you're trying to debug, hey, why isn't everything moving like I think it should? This is really helpful. Pops all the numbers up at the top of the screen, shows exactly where your finger's tracing on screen for that particular motion, and so you can really easily debug and fine-tune anything that involves pointer input. Show refresh rate. So this one is kind of fun. You can see I turn it on here, and you'll notice that when I'm not scrolling, we have 60 hertz refresh rate, but when I am scrolling, it's 120 hertz. And so this is because the Pixel is smart, and it realizes, hey, I don't really need 120 refresh rate when nothing's happening on screen, everything's stagnant, so I'm going to save battery, I'm going to lower my refresh rate. But then as soon as some kind of input happens, some kind of animation might happen, I'm going to raise that refresh rate so everything looks as smooth as possible, but then lower it right back down as soon as I can, so I'm saving battery. Force peak refresh rate eliminates all of that smartness. Now you'll notice, doesn't matter if I'm scrolling, doesn't matter if I'm staying in one place, I always have my 120 hertz refresh, and that's just kind of a personal preference. Smallest width. So this one's fun. It lets you trick your phone into thinking that it's bigger than it actually is, and that way you can get the features that a tablet has but on your normal size phone. So you're going to click it, it's going to ask you to input a DP value. You're going to want to remember what the original one was so that you can set it back after. But if you set it to 600, then that is going to trick your phone into thinking that it's a tablet. And if you long press at the bottom of the swipe up bar, you're going to get a nice dock, right? And so this is one of the things that people always praise the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold line for, where they have this really nice software experience of having the dock at the bottom so you can drag apps into the screen. Well, now you can do that on your phone if you can handle the extremely small text size now. But yeah, it's a fun little gimmick. The last one is called Strict Mode Enabled. What's supposed to happen is when you turn this on and you overload the main thread of your app, it's going to flash the screen, give you a warning, and say, hey, you're doing too much. You need to move this onto a background thread. But no matter what I did, I was reading and writing to files on the main thread. I was doing all kinds of stuff that you're not supposed to do, and I could not get it to work. So I don't know what happened here, but yeah, this is the one that I teased at the beginning. It does not work. If it works for any of you, let me know how you got it to work. If there's any secret, or if it's just broken on the Pixel lines, I don't know. So this was how to get more out of your phone for development, if you want to get more out of your Android Studio, go ahead and watch this video that I posted a couple weeks ago. Bye.